Hey guys, what is up? Oki here, bringing you some very, very unexpected news. Riot has just seemingly out of nowhere buffed the support in a massive and unexpected way. I don't think anyone saw this coming. I certainly didn't, and I'm really excited to hear your guys' thoughts on it down in the comments. But first, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. This is the new second YouTube channel, Ioki Plus. Going to be uploading all kinds of stuff. Sometimes it's going to be patch notes and updates and thoughts like this video, but sometimes it's going to be a gameplay video. It's just going to kind of be a mixed bag, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. But that being said, let's get right into it, because what in the world was Riot thinking? So here's the buff. As you can see, once you've upgraded your 2 support items, so we've got the AP support item, Shard of True Ice, and then the AD support item, Black Mist Scythe. Once you've upgraded them all the way, you get a new passive, Conquest. You may place wards at 300 further range. And as you can see, that passive is for both of the damage support items. It is not on the tank support items like Relic Shield and Steel Guard, but it is on these. So you're going to be seeing this built on like enchanters or even like mages in the bot lane. Generally squishy champions who, once you get to the mid and late game, you can't necessarily afford to face check a bush to get vision in the enemy jungle or on Dragon or on Baron. I have seen so many games lost, and I personally have lost a ton of games because your team will not escort you to get vision. So this is a massive buff to those roles, to the enchanter role, to the mage role, and the support role, because let me just show you what 300 further range is, because it's kind of hard to imagine, you know, just that with just that unit of measurement. This is what it looks like, guys. So Janna's standing here. She can literally ward the Pixel Brush in top river from the position she's standing in. Here's another ward you can do. From blue buff to the river bush. That is insane. That gives you an insane amount of safety, an insane amount of agency, an insane amount of like, you can get this done by yourself, because typically you would not be able to just walk up to this wall and ward this. Let's say there's like a dragon coming up and you need to secure vision for the upcoming team fight. You would literally need to rely on your teammate, on your jungle, on your top lane, on your ADC to walk you in to get that type of vision, because who knows if there's someone just sitting in that bush. So you would need to be like literally walking like this close. The difference between having to walk this close and possibly face checking into like a Malphite or a Leona and being able to just literally safely ward over the wall here is massive, guys. You have no idea how massive this is. I played it on PvE for the first time last night, and I didn't even know the change was in there. Like, I literally just got into a game. I was checking out the new Malzahar skin, which is great, by the way. You can check that gameplay out on my main channel. Really fun game. And I literally just like held down the button to ward, and this massive bubble came over me, showing like the range of the ward. And I was like, oh my god, what did they do to this? So I'm going to show you one last ward you can do. And again, this is going to change the entire warding game, right? The warding game, if this change goes through to live servers, this is going to change everything that we know about vision control. So this is one last ward. And again, these are just spots that have been discovered on the very first day that the buff came out. I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of like sneaky secret spots, you know, like advanced warding spots that you can do with this new range. Look at this. You can ward this very easily. So let's talk about whether or not I think this is a good change for the game. It's kind of a mixed bag. Honestly, one, I love to see buffs to the support role in general, because, you know, junglers and mid lanes and top lanes are going to say differently, but I personally think bot lane is in a horrendous spot right now. I think the support and ADC are the 2 worst roles in the game in terms of agency, in terms of carrying your solo queue games. So any buff to the support role, I'm going to be taking it, right? On the other end of the stick, is this a healthy change for the long-term health of the game? Not really. I think that there are so many better ways that you could buff bot lane. For instance, you could give them some experience. This honestly kind of just removes a little bit of safety, or it gives a little bit too much safety and removes some of the risk reward inherent in the role. Like I talked about earlier, it is very frustrating to not be able to ward by yourself. Especially because that's like one of the biggest parts of the role, is like mastery of vision, like understanding like where you need vision and clearing vision and when you can put vision and stuff like that. But you're going to get into solo queue games where like your team will just not escort you. And then when you lose the fight because you don't have vision, or you die trying to get vision by yourself, then it's your fault. And like, there's no worse feeling than that. So yes, I am excited for a support buff, and I really hope this goes through, especially because I think it will shift the entire meta of the bot lane towards possibly more aggressive laning because compared to the tank items, like the Spell Thieves is supposed to be the more aggressive item. Like, I know it's typically used for, like, enchanters, and we don't typically think of enchanters as aggressive in lane, but it also has people like Brand using it, Zyra, you know, so we could be seeing, like, a little bit of a return of the mage meta and a lot more variety in the bot lane. Honestly, if anything, this is kind of a nerf to my playstyle because I'm very much a tank catch player in the bot lane. When I'm playing in high elo, like I play as Leona, I love clearing out vision and killing the enchanter when they try to go for a ward. So if anything, this isn't even a buff to my playstyle, but it's just an overall buff to the support role. That being said, like I said, I talked about the pros, I talked about the cons. It is giving it a little bit too much safety in my opinion, and I would love to see a different style of buff. But if this is the buff that the support is getting, then this is the one that I'm excited about getting. And one last thing, just wanna show you guys the non-support players' reaction to this, because we're already getting like a lot of like jungler and mid lane and top laners saying like, "Oh, this is a terrible buff. Support's already way too strong." Blah 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 blah. Tempest, who is an insane challenger Yasuo player, says this seems like there's no counterplay and making the role more idiot-proof. And that's kind of exactly what I said. It does make it a little bit more idiot-proof. I said the only part I don't like is that it removes difficult wards, like the lane to Riverbush, mid lane to that little side pocket. Like, you know, like the secret wards, the ones you have to know exactly where to put the pixel, like the ward, pixel by pixel. It is going to remove those, so it is kind of lowering the skill ceiling of support. But it lowers skill ceiling, I said, but honestly, nothing's less frustrating than your team not escorting you for vision, so it does give you some agency. Pretty much what I've already talked about. And then this one, Chase Shaco, who is a challenger Shaco one trick. The easiest role in League did not need changes to make it even easier and possible to make mistakes on. So I just wanted to give you guys some of the other players' perspective of this buff. Again, we don't even know if it's going through, but I wanted to make this quick video talking about it because it's really exciting and it's really interesting. It's just completely out of nowhere. It's got people upset. It's got people talking. It's got me thinking, you know, is this good for the health of the game? How am I going to abuse this? So for that reason alone, I wanted to make a video on it and hear your guys' thoughts. So please let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And, yo, Chase, listen, buddy, not all of us have the luxury of getting to choose if we want to go AP or AD. All right, clown boy. All right, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take it easy, guys. Peace.